Welcome back for another episode of Should I Upgrade These to 4K? So yeah, I've done a few of these videos now where we're looking at my collection. Some that we do come across do actually have 4K upgrades already, but there's a mixture of stuff in here, so we'll just go through each shelf or each storage sort of unit that I've got. And yeah, we're going to sort of delve in and see whether it's worth upgrading these to 4K today on the video. Right, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first one is the film 300 Rise of an Empire. So this is the 3D edition with the Blu-ray. A kind of, not a sequel to 300, but it sort of runs alongside it, kind of a sister piece to it, shall we say. Yeah, good 3D on this. Haven't watched it in some time. Got a nice steelbook version of this. Would I upgrade to 4K? Debatable. It does look visually great. You know, there's some. It's very stylized. The Zack Snyder production. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite happy with the 3D at the moment, so I'd probably have to say no for the time being. But for any reason, if my 3D equipment did ever sort of break down on me and I've just gone to, you know, a 4K OLED, that kind of thing, then yeah, I might potentially be interested in an upgrade. But for now, no, let's just stick with the Blu-ray and the 3D. Okay, so next up, right, well actually this is a 4K already. Barbed wire. This is the Turbine Steelbook edition. Wonderful edition here. Well, that's the front actually. This looks great on 4K. If you do enjoy this film, the Blu-ray looks great. You know, you probably don't need to upgrade to this, but the 4K looks stunning as well. And this is a great release. Wonderful slip cover. So wonderful steelbook. A lot of fun. Daft film, but yeah, it's great. It's great fun. And yeah, I mean, if you like it, I would upgrade it. I did upgrade it, so yeah, but the Blu-ray is fantastic as well. Okay, so next up is the film Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Now I do believe this is out of print now, this title. I might be wrong on that. Stick down in the comments if that's incorrect, or am I correct on this. Could we see a 4K of this? Very possibly. I don't know whether it would warrant that much from a 4K release though. Obviously it's all set in sort of London, gangster kind of film, a Guy Ritchie film I think. Yep, I'm quite happy with this on Blu-ray. Don't feel a need to upgrade it. I don't know whether there is a 4K of this. So yeah, just happy with the Blu-ray. Next up is the film Immortals, starring Henry Cavill, Stephen Dorff, Luke Evans, Mickey Rourke. Haven't seen this for some time. I know it's a sort of historical piece, again from the producers of 300. So obviously Zack Snyder was once again involved in this. Nice steelbook. Again, it's just the Blu-ray version. Would I be tempted with a 4K on this? Potentially. But is it a film that I revisit that much? No. Not seen this for some years. Again, I think I'm just happy with this Blu-ray steelbook. No need for an upgrade for me on this. Okay, next up is the film Troy. Brad Pitt, Eric Bana and Orlando Bloom. This is the director's cut. This is a really nice Canadian steelbook. I think this was a Future Shop exclusive. I might be wrong on that. Oh, yeah, very, very nice steelbook. I'm very surprised that there's been no 4K for this. Well, as I was recording this, I don't think there is a 4K, and it surprises me that there's not been a special edition done of this, you know, with booklet, art cards, etc. If a 4K was announced and it was a really nice collector's edition, I would be very tempted. Although I wouldn't want to get rid of this steelbook because it's a really nice design. Yeah, very, very surprised that there's not a 4K at all, but I'm sure there's got to be one coming, hasn't there? So a potential definitely for a 4K if there's a really nice collector's edition. Next up, Clash of the Titans. So this is the remake. Yeah, Sam Worthington. I quite enjoyed this remake. I know the original was an absolute classic back in the 80s. I don't actually own that in the collection. Now, Arrow did do a 4K upgrade of this. There is a 3D edition of this as well, which I do have, although the 3D isn't particularly great. Now, I did actually purchase the Blu-ray set for Clash and Wrath of the Titans off of AJ, the Arrow box set. That they did the Blu-ray and the 4K version. Wasn't really that fussed about the 4K, if I'm honest. The Blu-ray is a restoration. It's a 2K master, I believe. But yeah, I've still got the steelbook for this. Really nice lenticular on the front there as well. And you've also got that, and I think that might be a Canadian steelbook as well. So yeah, no 4K for me for this. Just more than happy with the Blu-ray versions. And the same for Wrath of the Titans. The 3D on this one is a far better transfer, more depth to it. Again, this is a UK edition with the horrible 3D logo on there. They did go for a phase of doing those, but yeah, as I say, I've got the Arrow remaster on Blu-ray for this, so yeah, no 4K for this either. Okay, this is another film that I think I'm surprised there's not been a 4K for, but I'm sure it's coming, and it is The Last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise. This is a perfect film for 4K upgrade. Historical, wonderful landscapes of Japan. You know, the costumes will look great with the added detail, HDR. Yeah, very, very surprised there's not been a 4K announcement of this one, but I'm sure it's going to be on its way. It's Warner Brothers. Hopefully they'll do a really nice collector's edition for it with, you know, booklet, art cards, all the gumph. So yeah, a definite possibility for a 4K upgrade for this film. Although again, I wouldn't get rid of this steelbook. It's a very nice steelbook. Be interesting to see what they come up with for a, you know, collector's edition, steelbook design, etc. So yeah, The Last Samurai is a definite possibility for a 4K upgrade. Next up, now I've not seen this film for a little while, Cowboys and Aliens, starring Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford and Olivia Wilde. This is a really nice steelbook. I think it was an HMV exclusive, but I might be wrong on that. Embossed title, debossed border, really nice artwork. Very good film this. It obviously mixes the Western genre with the sci-fi genre. I really enjoyed it. Might need to re-watch this actually at some point. Yeah. Does it really need a 4K? I don't think so. Not for me anyway at the moment. If I re-watch it and then I really sort of think, wow, you know, I really enjoy this film, potentially a 4K upgrade, but I wouldn't get rid of this steelbook because it's a really nice design. And I'm sure the Blu-ray looks great anyway. So yeah, for me, for the moment, no 4K upgrade. Next up, the film Noah, starring Russell Crowe. Now this is a German steelbook, and it does come with the 3D edition. Again, a potential for a 4K because again it's that sort of biblical, historical movie with a lot of landscapes. These kind of films sort of lend very well to 4K upgrades. But again, I wouldn't get rid of this steelbook. It's got nice embossing on the title. Special features on the 2 discs and the 3D. Well, it's actually got 3 discs. Wouldn't get rid of the 3D either. So again, if they bring out a nice collector's edition of this with the 4K in, with a nice steelbook, I may be tempted, but I'm really happy with this at the moment. So yeah, let's just see if anything sort of comes of a 4K upgrade. Okay. Next up is the film 47 Ronin. Now, I'm going to cheat on this because I do have a 4K of this. This is the 3D edition. A nice lenticular sleeve. I've created a magnet for this. This was on the slip. That's the German steelbook. Really nice design that. Well, it's all embossed. But yeah, I do have this film in 4K. Again, you know, it's got all the Japanese landscapes, you know, looks great. I mean, it looks great on 3D as well, quite like the 3D of this. But yeah, I've already got this, so the upgrade has taken place. And again, just showing this, there was no Blu-ray for this. I did have the DVD, so I have upgraded, and it's the film 7. I've not actually checked this out yet on 4K. I'm sure it will look great because there's a lot of dark scenes in this film. Obviously it's set in Seattle, a lot of raining all the time in Seattle. It's a very nice edition. So yeah, again, this is another one that I need to put on the watch pile. There's your J card. There was never any Blu-ray release of this. Oh no, I tell a lie, I'm wrong on that. There was a Blu-ray release. I just never picked it up. Yeah, it was, this kind of 4K was, well, there was going to be a different version of this coming out, which a lot of people pre-ordered with comic books and different artwork. But David Fincher was heavily involved in the transfer of this film, and he decided to go for this sort of digipack version, or there is a steelbook. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so now this is a film that I really enjoy, Risky Business, starring Tom Cruise. Very early role for Tom Cruise. Rebecca De Mornay. This I sort of grew up with in the late 80s, early 90s as a teenager. Absolutely love this film. Now there is a Criterion 4K of this, which I am very tempted to upgrade to. The Blu-ray looks great. So it's still a little pricey, that one. Waiting for a discount, maybe towards the end of the year, in the sort of Black Friday sales. I might consider picking up the Criterion. I don't actually own a Criterion collection certainly in my Blu-rays. I think I do have maybe a couple of DVD editions in Criterion, but they are UK based. But yeah, I do believe that, I think there is a UK and a US Criterion for this. I know there's a Blu-ray as well that Criterion have done, but yeah, this could be a potential certainly for an upgrade. Really do enjoy this film. Great soundtrack by Tangerine Dream. Got some little extras on there. Well, actually, no, it's only got a video commentary. So yeah, I think there might be. Oh no, we have got a retrospective on here. Teens screen tests, director's cut of the final scene. But I'm sure that Criterion will have a lot more special features on it. So I do like that artwork. Prefer this sort of artwork to the Criterion. So yeah, I won't get rid of this. I'll probably stick the 4K disc into here. But yeah, that's Risky Business. Okay, so let's carry on with this pile here. Okay, so what we've got first is Godzilla -1. Now, this actually is a bootleg. AJ kindly sent me this. Really enjoyed this film, actually. I thought it was a great film. Haven't actually watched this bootleg at the moment. I think I watched it on Netflix, this film. Really enjoyed it. Potentially I might get a 4K for this. I'm in no rush. But yeah, really good film with a potential for an upgrade. Okay, next up is Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is the 3D edition of the film. Now, I'm going to cheat because I do have the 4K of this already in a nice steelbook. But this, yeah, I really wanted the 3D of this. Really enjoyed this film, bringing together all the 3 Spider-Mens from all of the 3 franchises. And it looks great in 3D. Really, really pleased with the 3D on this one. But equally, it looks great in 4K as well. So, yeah. So I've already upgraded that one. Next up, again, yeah, this has been upgraded. It's 2012. Looks great. Disaster film. Roland Emmerich. Yeah, need I say more? It's already been upgraded. Next up, okay, it is the Fog. This is the 4K steelbook. Wonderful edition of this. It's the best it's ever looked. If you're on the fence about upgrading the Fog, if you've just got it on Blu-ray or DVD, I'd highly recommend it. This is a wonderful steelbook produced by Studio Canal. Yeah, it's fantastic restoration. Highly recommended on 4K. Next up is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. This one's really nice. It's got like a lenticular which goes through the 2 main characters. Fantastic film this. Again, very much along the lines of Forrest Gump. Sort of, you know, the story of a man and his journey through life. Yeah, fantastic film this is. And there's a stage play of this as well, which I went to see in the West End about a year ago and thoroughly enjoyed it. Loosely based on the film, but yeah, would I upgrade to a 4K on this? Not so sure. Not so sure it would be needed, to be honest. If it was going for a decent price, then I may be tempted. But I do like this lenticular. It was an HMV exclusive, I believe. Yeah, hard to come by. I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's hard to come by these days. So, no, I'm quite happy with this Blu-ray. Next up, okay, so this is an absolute fantastic film, Unbreakable. Now, I do know there is a 4K of this. This isn't the 4K. Misleading you, it's just the Blu-ray in the disc there. I did put it in the 4K disc. Case rather. Yeah, I'm not so sure about upgrading this one. I've heard mixed things about the transfer. Really, really enjoyed this film. Again, maybe if it was on special offer or second hand for a really good price, I might upgrade it. But for now, I'm happy with the Blu-ray, even though it's in the 4K case. But the reason I've got it in the 4K case is mainly just for aesthetics, because I do have the film split in 4K. So yeah, again, this is a great sequel to the film, starring James McAvoy. A very strong sequel. Thoroughly enjoyed this. And yeah, I didn't own the film on DVD or Blu-ray, so I went straight for the 4K. And then the final film in the trilogy is Glass. Again, same scenario. I didn't own the Blu-ray, so I went straight for the 4K. I've got quite a nice edition of this. This is a US edition with some art cards. It does contain the Blu-ray as well. I quite enjoyed this film. I didn't mind it. I know people said it was probably the weaker of the 3. Yeah, I'd probably agree, but I still enjoyed it. Still really liked the whole sort of, you know, trilogy of films. I never expected this to become a trilogy. The first film was fantastic. Really enjoyed the whole premise of that. But yeah, so that's why I've put that Unbreakable just in the 4K case, just so it kind of lines up on the shelf, really. Nothing more than that. But yeah, I think it's worth the upgrade for this. Okay, so next up is the film Revenge. Now, I really enjoyed this film. Very, very brutal, bloodthirsty. But this girl really, really gets revenge. Very, very good film. There is a really nice, I think it's either 101 films or 88 films, a really nice box set for this, but it goes for quite a lot of money. I popped it in a pink case because I thought it sort of complemented the artwork on this just standard release. Now, is that special edition? Is it a 4K edition? I'm not so sure. Again, personally, I don't think I'd watch this enough to warrant a 4K upgrade. If there is one, I'm just more than happy with this edition that I have. Yeah, so yeah, no upgrade for me on that one. Okay, so next up, this is an HMV premium edition for the film Logan's Run. Now, it wasn't that long ago I rewatched this, thoroughly enjoyed it. I remember watching the TV series in the 80s. It was a spin-off to this as well. And this is rife for a remake, I think. I think they could do something really, really good with this. Take the same premise, you know, just update it. Because, yeah, this was made in the 70s. A lot of it does look quite dated now. But, yeah, it's absolutely rife for a remake, if you ask me. You know, they could put a different spin on it. Some great sort of special effects that could be done with this. Yeah, it's a nice addition. I don't believe there is a 4K version for this. I think it comes with some art cards as well. Yeah, some art cards in there. I think this has the DVD with it as well, but it looks great on Blu-ray. Would I upgrade this to 4K? I don't think so. I think this is more than, you know, suitable enough for the film. But I would like to see a remake of this done really, really well for a modern time. Yeah, it's got a great idea behind it. Okay, so next up is the film Drive with Ryan Gosling. Thoroughly enjoyed this film. Again, I do believe this does have a 4K. It has that really nice set with the scorpion on the front, which is on the back of his jacket. I think it's all in pink. Again, goes for silly money. Again, I'm more than happy with this Blu-ray version. It does come, this one, with an alternate Radio 1 soundtrack and the making of. Yeah, I'm more than happy with this. Don't really think it needs a 4K in my opinion. It's not a film I would revisit that much, but I did enjoy it. I did like the sort of synth sound to this, very sort of 80s feel to it. No, I'm more than happy with just the Blu-ray. Okay, so the final films in this part of would I upgrade? It's all the same franchise, and I've got a 4K of it. It is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. I actually quite enjoyed this remake of the films. This kind of has the part 1 and part 2 of the games. This closely follows the games far more than the Mila Jovovich films. I'd quite like to have seen a sequel to this, to be honest. I didn't mind it. Yeah, I think it didn't go well with fans. But if you'd played the games sort of back in the 90s, you probably would appreciate a lot more out of this. But it looks great on 4K. Do believe there is a Blu-ray of it. Again, if you're just interested in the Blu-ray, maybe just pick up the Blu-ray version. But yeah, I did like this steelbook. It's quite difficult to get hold of this one now for a reasonable price anyway. So yeah, 4K is already upgraded. Okay, so next up we're going to move on to the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil film, Paul W.S. Anderson. So we've got the Resident Evil steelbook there. That's an American steelbook. Really nice design on that one. The Project Pop Art. So it contains the Blu-ray. Blu-ray looks great. And following on, we've got Resident Evil Extinction. Again, really nice artwork on this one. Blu-ray contained within. I've done this out of order. This should have been the second one. Apocalypse. That's really cool artwork. Again, the Blu-ray for that one. One of my favourites of the trilogy, sorry, well not trilogy, but 6 films, is Afterlife. I've got the 3D edition of this as well. Really looks cool in 3D. Yeah, and I really like this film. Following on for that, we've got Retribution with the Liquor. Again, great design on that. Did also got the 3D edition. I'll put a magnet on the back of that one, but it does look great in Blu-ray. And then the final one, again, this was a US exclusive. I think it was either Best Buy or Walmart, I don't know which, but again, in the Project Pop Art design, I wanted all 6 to match. So the first and the last one was the only place in America that you could get these. So I was fortunate to get the Blu-rays for these. So you're now thinking, well, what about the 4Ks? Well, actually, I do have the 4Ks, but separately. This was a Dutch release, so it contains all the films in one slim case, all on the back there. They all look great in 3D. Well, some of them do look great in 3D, but they all look great in 4K. They all have Dolby Atmos soundtracks on them. So, yeah, I'm sport for choice, really. I've got both versions, well, 3 versions. 3 of the films are in 3D. And the other ones are in Blu-ray, and yeah, I've got the 4Ks, so I would recommend these for the upgrade. So, as I say, there's some 4Ks in there that I've already upgraded, and it just gives me an opportunity to show the collection as well, whether some of these that I do have on Blu-ray, would I upgrade these, and some, there's 2 or 3 there that I would, but some that I wouldn't, and some that I already have. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. Take care. Come back in a few weeks' time for another episode of this Would I Upgrade to 4K. See you next time.